Hello student, welcome to today's session. So in regard to IIT Advance 2022, which is supposed to be on 28th August. So in upcoming 25, 28 days, I shall be meeting you more often in regard to the preparation of IIT Advance 2022. So I shall be placing some assorted problems, especially for this particular exam for all the students who are preparing for this particular examination. So I am placing one question today. Every day we shall be placing few questions by which you feel strengthened with the subject. And the interesting part of any IIT advanced problem is that in a question, examiner is going to check many things. Just like in this question, the question seems like very easy. One of the reagent is being added and which is to be hydrolyzed to give you the final product. But in regard to this final product, and this particular question is a more than one choice question, so which generally people are not very comfortable with. So I am placing a question which is more than one choice question, more than one correct answer, multiple choice question. So now the point here is that as I was saying that in the final product they are asking many things, that the product is giving you iodoform test, and the final product P on dehydrogenation with copper 573 gives acetophenone and ozonolysis and kinesis. So in a simple question they have asked many things. In a way, the examiner is going to check many things in terms of the information and the concept behind it. So let us start with the question. So first, benzoic acid is being treated with methyl lithium organometallic compound methyl lithium. So basically it's a organometallic compound which is a source of carbanion. Alkyl lithium you can say, or methyl lithium you can say. It's a organometallic compound, and any organometallic compound is a source of carbanion, because which whenever it is going to get broken, this bond get broken, this is going to give you a carbanion. And this carbanion is always a source. It can act as my style would be that in every problem solving you would able to see many other things along with. So this carbanion can act as a base, where it has the tendency to abstract H positive from the substrate, or it can act as a nucleophile, where it would look for any polar bond where the carbon is having some positive center, where it can attack as a nucleophile. So as a matter of fact, when you talk of any organometallic compound like alkyl lithium or Grignard reagent or MgCl, or any organometallic alkyl copper, when the substrate is having some acidic hydrogen, they always would act as a base. Because now first step, what would happen in this case is this alkyl lithium, that the carbanion part of this would abstract this H positive. So as a consequence, methane gas would go out and you are end up with a compound of this nature. Basically you happen to get a benzoate, and the counter ion would be lithium benzoate. Now once this lithium benzoate is being formed as is being suggested, so in the first step it acted as a base. The first equivalent or first molecule of alkyl lithium acted as a base, because the substrate is having an acidic hydrogen. Now the point here is that they said that it is to be treated in excess. So this is a special reagent which then further attacks the CO group of the benzoate ion like a nucleophile. So this alkyl lithium then would attack this species as a source of nucleophile. This I have made few videos on this particular reaction earlier also. Now once this has formed, again this would become a negative charge, negative, and here you will get a methyl. And the two counter ions which we get here is lithium here as well as lithium here. And thereafter nothing would happen here as long as you don't hydrolyze it, which is being shown here in the second step, that it is to be hydrolyzed in an acidic medium. So when I do the hydrolysis in acidic medium, what shall I get here with? So I shall be getting OH here and OH here, because the H positive is being easily being picked by O negative, because it's a alkoxide type of a species which is a strong base and has the tendency to abstract the H positive. Now once this has happened, now this all of you might be aware of, but those who are preparing for IIT Advanced, by this time you are quite comfortable with the fact that when any compound, any carbon is having more than one OH groups, generally it is undergoing sort of dehydration, because of the fact that the carbon oxygen double bond which we are going to generate after the dehydration happens to give you a greater bond strength. So as a consequence, you happen to get a compound of this nature. So this is what compound this is. This is called as acetophenone. So you happen to get a ketone as a final product, which we are referring to as P in this particular question. So what answer did I get? So I have received a compound when benzoic acid is being treated with methyl lithium in excess followed by hydrolysis, I happen to get a ketone. So in a way, this question in itself is also very important from the viewpoint of the fact that where you have converted carboxylic acid converted to ketone. So in that respect also it is quite important. Now one by one we have to check what the things they have given to us. So first is they are asking us that would it be giving the iodoform test? I think so. Yes, it is going to give you the iodoform test, for which I already have made many videos, so you can cross check that. I will place the link on the description box. So here iodoform reagent is when iodine is being treated with a substrate in an alkaline medium. So in the corner, along with the CO group, you have a CH3 group. This CH3 would definitely get converted into CHI3. So what are the substrate, what are the things which are required for a substrate to give iodoform test, for which I already have many videos, so you can cross check that. Here also I would give you a little hint. So the other part of this species would get converted into sodium salt of carboxylic acid, because you are treating, if it is NaOH taken, or you would say you happen to get a carboxylate ion, as simple as that. So iodoform test definitely is being given by this particular substrate, so that is correct one. So if I have to just revise you within 2-3 seconds that what are the things which are there for a substrate to show iodoform test. So the CO group, adjacent to CO group, if you have some CH3 part, this has the most of the time it tend to give you the iodoform test, or there is a OH group adjacent to the CH3. This also would give the iodoform test. The condition is iodine is to be treated with the alkaline medium. Whatever CH3 you have adjacent to CO group or CHOH group, this would change into CHI3, which appear as a yellow PPT. Rest part of the compound, this part of the compound would change into carboxylate ion with one carbon less, and this in a way also shows the process of oxidation. So here both of these reactions would be said as oxidation of the starting material to the carboxylic acid with one carbon less than the starting material. Okay, so I think the first option is correct with. So this is correct one. So P is benzyl alcohol, which on dehydrogenation with copper at 573 gives you acetophenone. This in a way is a wrong statement. Otherwise, if I talk of benzyl alcohol converting to acetophenone, that in a sense is the correct one, but P is not benzyl alcohol. So this particular B option is a critical one if you have not read it well in the paper. So if they simply have said as that you are being given a benzyl alcohol, benzyl alcohol would not change into acetophenone as well. So this is benzyl alcohol, and if you treat it with copper at 573 Kelvin, this lead to the dehydrogenation. One hydrogen from here, one here, hydrogen get trapped onto the activated copper, and this would change into benzaldehyde. So this is purely a wrong statement. Had it been this one, then this question would have been very interesting one. If they have given you this one at 573, then it may have given you acetophenone, but in this particular statement the answer is wrong one. So what had been, they said P is benzyl alcohol. No, P was not benzyl alcohol. P was acetophenone, which was this one, acetophenone. So this in a way is a wrong statement. Last C part is So just see, in the question they are going to check many things right from the, now see, reductive ozonolysis from the hydrocarbons 2,3 diphenyl butene 2. So let me make this 2,3 diphenyl. So this is butene 2 and they are saying diphenyl 2,3 diphenyl. This is to be undergoing ozonolysis of the type reductive ozonolysis. For reductive ozonolysis, you all know by this time the simple trick is you have to break it from the center and you have to place oxygens on both sides, isn't it? This is the simple tip if you could recall from your previous knowledge. So definitely this particular compound is nothing but acetophenone only. So the point here is they are going to check many things in the simple question. So this also is a right statement to answer with. Now they are saying P will not undergo Cannizzaro reaction when treated with NaOH. Now here the examiner is looking for the view that are you people knowing that if a compound is having a alpha carbon with it. Now this is very interesting. If a compound is, what is the condition for a Cannizzaro reaction and what is the condition for aldol condensation? So there is two things here. One reaction is Cannizzaro reaction, for which again I have placed many things onto the channel. Cannizzaro, another is aldol reaction. So in the Cannizzaro reaction, generally we say it is being given by aldehydes without alpha hydrogen. Aldehydes without alpha hydrogen. And these are being given by aldehydes or ketones, majorly aldehydes because they are more reactive, but ketones can undergo aldehydes and ketones with alpha hydrogen. The reagent for both of these are NaOH only. NaOH. This also is being treated with NaOH. This also is being treated with NaOH. Only difference is Cannizzaro generally is being done with concentrated NaOH and this is with dilute. But here they simply have said NaOH aqueous, so we are not clear with. So the point here is if you have acetophenone with you, which clearly would show there is alpha hydrogen. So on reaction with NaOH, it would undergo aldol condensation rather than Cannizzaro. So it would not undergo, will not undergo Cannizzaro, it would undergo aldol condensation. And tip to remember that is that if you could recall, for aldol condensation, I have told you in some other videos that the simple trick is you take 2 moles of it, place the alpha hydrogen of 1 in front of the CO group of others. This is a tip, it is not the logical way, but this way you could address the things in a little speedier way. So if a compound is having alpha hydrogen and it is to be treated with alkaline condition, so what you have to take is the alpha carbon hydrogen bond should be placed in front of CO group. So what exactly do you get here is beta hydroxy ketone. So this is alpha, this is beta. So this in a way is ol and this is ketone. So in a sense it is aldol or you can say ketol. So that type of a condensation would happen. So it would not undergo Cannizzaro reaction because if the system is having alpha hydrogen in alkaline condition, it would love to go towards aldol condensation rather than Cannizzaro. So this again is a important statement to answer here with. So what is the, in the more than one choice question, you have to be very, very particular what they are writing. So P will not, they have written, will not undergo Cannizzaro reaction on treatment. So this in a way is a right statement. So the answer to this question happens to come out to be, if I have did it right, you also would cross it out, A, C and D. So these are the 3 options which I find as to be the correct statement for this particular question. Hope you enjoyed this particular question. Very soon we will be meeting with another interesting assorted problem meant for IIT Advanced. Thanks a lot. Have a nice day. Stay safe and take good care of yourself.